According to the Sinai Bible, Jesus wasn't crucified in that Bible.
I actually have a facsimile. So I have a photocopy of Codex Sinaiticus that I work with in my office. So I have it here. And the only reason I asked for clarification is because Sinaiticus in particular is just a 4th century Greek manuscript. Its text of the Gospels reads almost identical to the modern Greek text that we develop translations from. When you say that it denies the crucifixion or that the crucifixion isn't there, I mean, I can go on right now, Codex Sinaiticus, and I can look up Matthew 27. Where it has Jesus being crucified, and that's in Codex Sinaiticus or John 19 or any of the other ones. So my confusion is that it doesn't read any differently.
That's fair enough. I can respect that.
Hello there, you guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm Melody, and on this channel I want to help you to grow in your faith. Today we're going to touch on some recent news, but I thought it was worth mentioning even on my small little channel just because it's important. The topics we have discussed earlier of people leaving the faith, I would not be surprised if many of these people that left the faith somewhere along the line came across one of this person's videos and used that as like proof in their head that Christianity and what they were taught in church and what the Bible said was false.
You were saying that most people have been following Satan this entire time while they thought they have been following Jesus.
Facts. The Bible is orchestrated and remixed in a way by this entity in order to lead human beings to their own demise. And that human beings themselves have been following and worshiping Satan this whole time by calling on Jesus and calling on God, which is really Enlil, Yahweh from the ancient Sumerian tablets, not really truly understanding the real God connection.
This guy claims that like the crucifixion wasn't real.
Never got crucified. As a matter of fact, the Sinai Bible, Jesus was crucified. Well, that doesn't exist in the Sinai Bible.
Jesus had a wife.
I discovered the book of Jesus' wife.
And so many other just crazy things that he also tries to back up with knowledge.
You think Jesus was an alien?
I think Jesus was half human, half alien.
Who is Jesus to you? In your eyes, who is Jesus?
His name is Yeshua. Jesus is, first the J is a recent letter. J is not that old. Originally Isus, and that name means Hail Zeus. So you're calling on Zeus when you say Jesus.
And so on the outside, if you just watch 1-2 videos, it might sound like he knows what he's talking about. But if you just dig a little bit deeper, you see that it all falls apart. And what has recently happened is that this guy, Billy Carson, had a debate with Wes Huff, someone who actually knows his Bible and knows the history and also have read the works that Billy Carson claims he has also read.
According to the Sinai Bible, Jesus wasn't crucified in that Bible.
Do you mind if I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
When you say the Sinai Bible, what are you referring to specifically? Refer to the Sinai Bible. Would you be referring to Codex Sinaiticus? Like the codex that comes... Okay, that's why I was trying to get some clarification, because I actually have a facsimile. So I have a photocopy of Codex Sinaiticus that I work with in my office. So I have it here. And the only reason I asked for clarification is because Sinaiticus in particular is just a 4th century Greek manuscript. Its text of the Gospels reads almost identical to the modern Greek text that we develop translations from. When you say that it denies the crucifixion or that the crucifixion isn't there, I mean, I can go on right now, Codex Sinaiticus, and I can look up Matthew 27. Where it has Jesus being crucified, and that's in Codex Sinaiticus or John 19 or any of the other ones. So my confusion is that it doesn't read any differently.
I discovered the book of Jesus' wife, which is at the Harvard Seminary. A little controversial, but they claim that this is an accurate record that Jesus may have even been married, which then that's true. It adds more to the hypothesis that maybe he wasn't crucified.
So the Gospel of Jesus' wife is in the Harvard Library. However, the reason we know it's also not legitimate is because even though the manuscript, the papyrus that it's on, was carbon dated to the 4th century, the text was actually copied from a PDF version of the Gospel of Thomas known as Grandin's Interlinear, and there was a mistake in the Coptic text of Grandin's Interlinear that was copied into the Gospel of Jesus' wife. We can tie it directly to not copying from an ancient text, but actually copying from an online version of the Gospel of Thomas in a PDF form. I think we need to make sure that we're going toward not just early sources, but actually credible sources. And unfortunately, neither the Gospel of Barnabas nor the Gospel of Jesus' wife are credible sources and agreed upon by not just the vast majority of scholarship, but I don't know anybody in the field of papyrology, paleography, historiography who actually refers to these documents as being legitimate.
It's so important. When someone has misled so many people, it needs to be talked about. There cannot be like enough people talking about it, because when someone has that much influence as he has, and he has gotten on like big podcasts as well, and like people listen to him. And that's why it's so important, because he's been lying. He's been spreading misinformation that has led people away from Christ. Let's stand together and pray that people that might have watched him and thought he was the real deal before will actually come to know the truth, Jesus Christ, and get saved.